You're listening to Sit, Talk, and Listen podcast with your hosts, Payroll Rob and Xavi Bauer.
La 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 la. Check, check. Oh, yes. Trying to figure out the key of that song so I could try to sing us a little ditty. Here we are. Sit, Talk, Listen, episode 17. It is Monday, August 26, 2024. It's Payroll Rob. We got Xavi. The two of us are back. Had a little bit of a break just because things are busy. It's a busy time of year. End of summer, school starting. What do you say, Xavi?
Mainly my fault. I mean,
no, I was busy last week, too.
We could have recorded last week, but right now, I just wanted to get back into a routine of things. I liked being able to do it every Monday, just getting a whole steady, like...
Mondays are for the pod.
Yeah, so it just, I wanted to get back on track. I called Bob and I said, hey, can we push it back to Monday? He said, of course. Here we are. Bada boom, bada bing. It's probably been 10 days since we last recorded, but more things to talk about, I guess.
I like that each time we have a little break, we have, I think it's been 10 days since our last recording. It's like an AA meeting. I think it's been 10 days since my last drink.
Yeah, well, I just like to do it in my head to see how consistent, things have been and things are going.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think it's been like I'm happy with the consistency.
Yeah, how's it feel? Do you feel like you're starting to get a routine set at all? Are you doing?
Well, this is the week. Definitely
trying to
with
wake
work,
up a little earlier. What are you thinking?
Going in, like I do want to, like this is the week I'm going to try to start doing all that. I want to get start running again. I do miss. I got into running last year
For exercise.
and so. It's going to be a little adjustment. It's not there quite yet, but I want to start getting up at like 5:30.
You know what they say, Xavi? You got to walk before you can run.
I think I can get up and run a mile right now, no problem.
Well, hey, better
A
than...
mile, turn into 2 after a couple weeks, 3, and then start running like 5Ks every day.
The way I look at it, hell, I have to, fight the battle of getting up early or getting up at a certain time before I'd ever even start to think about running. So if you're like, I can hop up and run right now, you're better off than I am. More power to you.
Well, it's not that easy. That's why I said it's a transition. I get up at 6:20 right now. Like even if I don't set an alarm, like that's the time I wake up. I can't.
That's all right.
I get up every day at 6:20 as it is. So if I can just get 50 minutes earlier and hop up and get a run in and shower before work, like that would just start my day off being great. It's just getting there.
It gives you that same, feeling of, all right, well, I've already knocked out something big for the day. It's the same. So do you make your bed in the morning?
No.
Yeah. So that's another thing that's recommended a lot of times if you're wanting to get in a good headspace when you start off your day is like when you hop out of that bed, as soon as you hop out, just try to throw the covers back and try to make it real quick and boom, one thing done. All right, winning already today. You don't have any chance for anything to be a negative before you've already had a positive. I don't know.
No, 100%. I think there is something to it. Like I said, I'm just now getting in.
Right.
And to those, I think, there's been a time in my life where I was writing out every single night. I would write out, how do I want tomorrow look,
At the time of his life.
Yeah. And
holds it on the lists.
I do like the list. Just writing out your perfect day every day and trying to accomplish, even if you get 60% of that done, you're getting 60%. You're doing 60% of what would have been a perfect day for you. And like that kind of keeps things on track and kind of allows you to get more of a regimented routine. And for me, and I think anybody else, if you have some kind of consistency in your life and a method to the madness,
it makes a big difference. You see it, time and time again in all sorts of different developmental studies and stuff like that with kids and animals, anything. Routines make all the world a difference when it comes to learning and being able to just improve anything like a routine or a certain set
anxiety.
Of plans. Yeah, 100%. 100% that's true, but some reason I still like going on vacations where I have minimal plans made. There's like an in-between.
That's different than vacation.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some people have to plan every little detail of their vacation.
Dude, that's not me.
Well, I said some people, not Xavi.
I'm not Tony Two Plans here.
Tony Two Plans.
I mean, vacation is more of like when you do just go with the flow.
So what are the
We're on
concrete
vacation. We don't need a fucking.
what are the concrete things you have to plan before you leave for a vacation in your mind? What do you think? What are
More
the things you're
budget.
like, we gotta know that this is set, and then we can go and
It varies.
fuck off from there.
Where are you going? If you're going to a place,
that's the number one concrete thing you gotta probably figure out.
You got to set a budget. You got to find a date.
What's first?
Make
do
sure
you set
that's
the
all
budget
work.
first, or do you find out where you're going first?
Budget.
Okay, so you know how
That
much
was
you're
factor.
spending.
No, if your budget is
$50.
Well,
We're gonna go to
keep
North
working.
City for a motel, little vacation from the world we live in.
But yeah, man, I just it's ridiculous to have an itinerary if you're on vacation. In my mind,
You think?
100%. That is just
Well, what about people that go to like a booking agent and they say, book us a vacation for this amount of money, and then that booking agent plans them out an itinerary. They know where they're going to eat breakfast, where they're going to eat lunch, where they're going to eat dinner every day. It's mapped out for them.
some people like some things, other people don't like other things, and I am, for one, will never be a person that's going to have somebody else plan my vacation.
Yeah.
Who knows what I want to do more than me?
Yeah.
Well, I have such
Maybe
little.
they just don't think about like what you personally, you give them suggestions possibly, but at the end of the day,
You're
they're
talking about
just
travel
going,
agents.
yeah, sure. If somebody's planning a trip for you, they're just going to pick the best rated places. They're going to assume
Stupid. Because then I feel like that's what causes me anxiety a lot of times. Is I have to have this done by here, this done by. I hate being late. I don't like not making things on time. So if I'm on vacation, I have these timed things. Then always in my head, I'm like, okay, well, what if say you're at the beach one day and you maybe spend a little time in the ocean.
a little ocean time.
You're tired. Well, I want to nap. Oh, well, we have this reservation at this time, so I can't go home and nap. Now I'm going to the restaurant tired, this and that. Like, just go there.
You should have planned your day better. Not to been at the beach so long, so you weren't as
But
tired.
that's the thing. But you don't have to plan anything. It's vacation.
I know. Hey, look,
And you've been with me.
I agree with
hate
you.
When I'm on anything else's time, when I'm on a getaway or vacation.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let the record show that I do agree with your take, and I'm 100% on your side. I'm just trying to speak for the other folks that are the planners that want to know what's going on. Because here's the thing: some people feel like it's more anxiety-inducing for them if it's 4:00 and they have no idea what they're going to do for dinner that night. They're like, "Oh God, I have to Google new ideas and come up with something on the moment." Like that's very stressful for other
Here
people.
lies the problem. If you are a grown, functioning adult, and you don't even have to be grown. If you're a functioning adult, dwarves too.
All adults.
Yes. All adults with full functioning adults. If you have to Google
Places
or
to eat?
rely on the internet for every single question or thing that comes in your life.
Here you go, Xavi. Can of worms. You want to open that for us?
You need to talk to somebody close to you, talk to a therapist. It's not healthy.
Well, what are you going to do? We're talking about a situation you're on vacation and you need to come up with ideas of where to eat. What
did they do in 1960?
They pulled out a phone book. Or they walk
I doubt
down.
it. Yes, you walk around. Be present. Hey, sometimes the best things in life happen when you don't. Quite often, things happen when you least expect it. Hey, let's go check out this.
But what happens if you're sitting there and you can pull up restaurants near me and in 5 seconds within a 2-mile radius of what every little restaurant and everything is?
Here's the amount of planning. There should be some planning. Say you're going to Milwaukee.
You're going to Milwaukee.
Okay. You want to see the
first
Deer
place,
District.
Oh, I was going to say the first place brewers.
Maybe if you're going to a city, you say what you want to do and just see when that place is open. Because we did run into a thing where I really wanted to see the Deer District in Milwaukee. We kind of put it off till Sunday. We'll go Sunday. Come Sunday, we find out it's closed. Now that kind of sucked, and that was due to a lack of preparation.
Right.
So maybe... Hey,
maybe
we're going here, but
thing.
having timed things is on vacation.
Right.
It just defeats the purpose. I don't want to be told, hey, I'm really having fun what I'm doing now, but we're going to have to go do something else. Like
we had plans to do something else.
It's just the worst.
Yep. Yep.
Let things come to a natural flow.
Hey, look, like I said, I pretty much am always in agreement with you on that. Let's just, let's make things happen. But I'm not going to be one that fights super hard against somebody that's got, tight plans or whatever they want to keep, because at the end of the day, if that's their plan and they want to keep it, I don't want to be the one that, keeps them from keeping their plan.
I would just avoid going on vacation with that.
With a planner?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to plan some things at a point. You got to plan how we're getting there, where we're staying.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm saying once you're there, wherever you are.
Said, all right, we're here.
Now, yeah. It's
now
like,
what?
And
then you just walk, I guess, because you don't want to Google. It's against the law to Google things now.
I mean, it's not against the law. You're asking my personal preference.
Oh, I didn't ask your personal preference.
And I definitely would Google stuff. If I'm going to a city, like, let's go there, we can Google and check things out. But it's not like, hey.
That's what I do, is I'll look as soon as I get place, what's around me, and then I'll make suggestions. And
we're going to get up at 8 o'clock, and we're going to have breakfast at 8:30, and then at 9 o'clock we're going here because, my friend...
Sounds like we're making a nice little day. Let's keep going. What do we got? What's happening with our friend?
Well, I heard there's a really good brunch spot that we have to check out while we're in, Connecticut.
Yes,
and
brunch in the East Coast.
But they said it's really busy at 10, so let's try to get there by 9.
Yeah,
we got to get there by 9, so
that's a good plan.
Make the reservations now. But we want to go to this park that has this really good trail that we want to get to, so we have to
what time do we
make
gotta
sure
be
we
there?
get there by 11 because it starts getting really crowded at 12.
It gets hot in the afternoon.
But we're having a really good conversation at brunch, and
we gotta get to the park.
Wrap it up. We have to get to the fucking park. And it's like, dude,
we're making a nice little day so far.
It's just ridiculous. How about we go there, get brunch? Oh, it's an hour wait. Well, looks like we'll have to either wait and sit here and talk like adults. Talk, kill time, pass time. We're on vacation. That we can wait. We can talk.
Ooh, chit chat.
Okay, then we get to the park. It's a little more crowded.
About the weather.
It's just like, golly. So what happens if you go through all this planning? Oh, you want to go? We're going golfing with the boys. Have all this perfectly planned out. Tea time set. We got our fucking polo shirts. We've read the course regulations.
Got to make sure you bring koozies.
Oh, it's not supposed to rain.
No.
You get there.
Sunny day.
Pouring rain.
Oh, my. Well,
now what? We can't go off the script.
No,
we cannot go off the script.
Day's ruined.
We must go in the pouring rain because we have lunch reservations at 1:30.
Red Lobster.
And it's just crazy.
No.
It's banana lands.
I joke.
I know that you're trying to pivot with the Red Lobster comment.
No, not really. I mean, we can talk about Red Lobster if we want. I was just making.
You just got me on a rant because it's silly.
I do like talking about that. Sometimes I just like to see how far we can get down the rant.
My sister can't.
Yeah. Which one? Oldest, youngest
Sarah,
sister?
She can't.
Ooh, named her.
I mean, she can't go to a restaurant without pre-ordering it. Because
looking
the
at the menu.
anxiety of getting there and
She's
trying
been looking
to
at the menu all day before even setting foot in that door.
If she orders something and the chances of them telling her that they're out of that causes her so much anxiety.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. That's the opposite side of the coin, right? Like, it's total, and it's wild that, your sibling right below you is the total yin to your yang in that regard.
You get something else.
You get something else.
Or you say, oh, never mind. And then you figure it out.
I mean, that's the easy answer, but it's not that easy to some people. Obviously. That's
a problem.
Well, it's not our problem, right?
It can be.
It can be. Sorry.
It's like if you're in a river having the time of your life.
Yeah, and that pig's got to eat dinner and the sun's going down.
And a pig has a dinner time that it's past. And
way
heaven
past.
Forbid.
Mostly the sun was going down.
Wrap it up.
Come on, Xavi, time to get out of the river. Aww!
Nah, I probably would have been ready when the sun went down.
Well, it was behind the trees, and it was like 90% of the way down.
I was watching a sunset.
I wasn't trying to pull a kayak out of the river while the sun was down, personally, and in that state of mind.
And the sun goes down.
So we did talk about Red Lobster. Do we want to? I mean, they're closing stores left and right is really all there else to it. But so some of the business journal articles that I was reading, because I'm so fancy, We're mentioning all the closing of Red Lobsters, and they said there's ex-executives that blame the $20 endless shrimp as being extremely unprofitable and driving them into financial woes.
I can't imagine.
How much shrimp does somebody have to eat to make $20 like not worth it?
They will.
Well, I'm not
I don't know the
asking
answer. They will find that limit.
Hey, brother, I obviously know that people
Well, it's just
will.
look, working at a restaurant, I found out that anything like that is a bad business. If you're doing anything
Unlimited.
We have at Ballpark Village unlimited Michelob Ultra drafts for $35 during said football game or
sign me up.
STLC.
I'm having 13
Now, the
of them
people
bitches.
that you're bringing in there are people that generally say, hey, I can't afford going to Ballpark Village.
Yeah.
So you're like, these
'Cause they say-
promotions are bringing in clientele that don't want to spend money.
Right. It's because those are the people that look at it and they're like, oh, well, I would go there, but I need to have at least 6 or 7 beers or anywhere I go before I'm having a good time. And I can't go there and only spend $35 and have 6 or 7 beers on a regular day. But look at this. Look at this gift they bow tied and gave to me. They said $35, all you can drink. Mission presented, right? Like they said.
Well, there's a
"Give me
tires
that."
episode. Perfect example.
Oh, that's a funny show.
They do the oil change, cheap oil changes, and they're bringing in terrible clientele. It was a really good episode. Obviously, it's a comedy, Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
But Shane's character, Shane, had the idea of, hey, like, if people are coming in for cheap oil, we're not going to be able to upsell them on anything else.
Yeah, on a
now,
cheap
if they're
oil.
coming in for $500 tires,
Discounted thing, but it's
Now,
still
there's-
expensive, but it's still discounted.
it's the same. Like,
It's easier to upsell a thing that's larger, money than it is.
so
a
for
smaller
Red
thing.
Lobster, if you're coming in for bottomless shrimp,
Yeah.
your plan is $20. I'm going to house as much shrimp as possible. You're not coming there saying like, oh, well, I only spent $20 on shrimp,
and
so
then we'll
I
get a couple lobster tail to go.
and a bottle of wine. You're not. It's the same. It's just a terrible. It's terrible business.
What year do you think, if you had to put your finger on it and been like, yeah, that was the point where Red Lobster started dipping?
2003.
That feels about accurate. Because Pizza Hut had a similar kind of trajectory, right? Like, I mean, when we were kids in the 90s, Pizza Hut was kind of like, I don't want to say fancy restaurant, but you would sit down at a Pizza Hut and I thought of it as a restaurant. Like, we're going to go to Pizza Hut, but now it's just kind of become another chain pizza place, right?
Yeah, and and their Pizza Hut's a little different because its branding isn't like Red Lobster's, where you think Red Lobster's a little more upscale. Like,
I'm thinking that Pizza Hut fell the same way as Red Lobster earlier. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, in the 80s and stuff, Pizza Hut was trying to be like, oh, this is come out and have a nice pizza dinner, family style restaurant. Like, it's a nice place. Maybe not like date night nice place like Red Lobster maybe thought of itself early on.
it's a nice place for lower middle class Midwestern families.
Well, now especially, but I'm just saying, back in the day,
Back
Pizza
then,
Hut was.
too.
Look at Back to the
You think
Future. They
Ledoux
had
family-
Pizza Hut. The little shrink. Pizza Hut was a big name brand at the
Yeah,
time.
and Pizza Hut didn't pay them at all to do that.
That's what I'm saying, because it was so popular.
Now, Pizza Hut holds a special place in my heart because a few years ago, Jordan Roberts, Brendan, and I, we had Pizza Hut Mondays. There's a
yes.
Pizza Hut buffet still on the Bluffs.
See, that's the dream, man.
And this was as recent as like 2019.
Yeah. I remember it was open for a long time.
We had Pizza Hut Mondays, and
Yes.
we'd go, and it was great memories. We'd get back, we'd play Mario, and
I like it.
awesome.
Yeah,
It was awesome, dude. Same with CC's Pizza.
That's what's going to bring our country back. We need Pizza Huts to bring in the all-you-can-eat buffets for lunch again, and that will bring our country back to greatness, I think.
Well, anything like that, but it's like the whole thing, stay in your lane. Like Red Lobster, you're not CC's Pizza.
Yeah.
You're not, and I get these chain restaurants are failing at an alarming rate, so they're trying whatever they can, but all their ideas...
It just goes. It's
I don't have the
short term.
answers, but-
They're short term ideas, right? They're like, let's run this promotion. They think, oh, it'll get people reinterested in our restaurants. Oh, they haven't been here in so long. Let's just bring them in on a cheap deal, and they'll keep coming back. That's just not the case.
No, it's certainly not. I don't know. I think the public image, especially with the youth, has changed drastically in chain restaurants. I like chain. I love Applebee's,
and that's it. I think the Applebee's, the $1 Long Island and those kind of promotions really kind of set the table for these chain restaurants to be like, oh, well, Applebee's was successful with that thing. But at the same time, what Applebee's did that was different was when they started doing those $1 Long Islands and stuff like that, their menu really revamped, and their food quality, I thought, was better than it had been 10, 15 years ago.
Dude. Marcus and I would always go get the Bahama Mamas after we got off work at Rosalita's. But we were ordering food then, and there you go. You're getting $1 Bahama Mamas, so you're getting food, same price, which you might not have got alcohol before. But if you're doing a cheap food, which I get they have, like some of the endless, what is it, like baby ribs or whatever the fuck they have.
I want my baby.
That's
Chili's.
But yeah, man, I don't know the answers for chain restaurants. I do.
But does that make you sad to think about like chain restaurants
Not Red
disappearing?
Lobster. But yeah, in general.
So like I guess if Applebee's disappeared, that'd make you sad.
Yeah, just like, but
do you
like
think
restaurants
then, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to kind of take this into a different, not different, but the same train of thought, but look at it differently. So it's like, imagine a world where the Applebee's and the Red Lobsters and the Olive Gardens are disappearing, hand over fist. It gets down to where there's barely any locations left. Does that just open it up for better opportunity for local restaurants?
Well, I think local restaurants are thriving right now.
So
comparatively speaking, I think the whole restaurant industry is kind of, due to inflation and the cost of food and stuff, I think it's deterring a lot of people.
Not
from
worth
going
it for
out.
a lot of people.
But
that's
local restaurants are certainly doing better than chain restaurants at this time.
Yeah. I'm here for that, right? And then people will argue, well, these franchisee owners, they own 5 McDonald's in your neighborhood. What about them? Well, maybe they should actually own a restaurant and not just buy a restaurant. Whoa. Yeah, I guess that's shots fired. Is that shots fired?
I mean, my dad has a good friend, great guy.
Who owns restaurants.
Subways. I wouldn't wish that upon him.
Congratulations. I'm glad that he had the money to buy a restaurant. And I'm sure it takes a lot of work to keep it running. He found enough to buy a franchise at a point.
We worked hard for that.
I'm sure he did. He probably did. I mean, hey, like I said, I'm sure he did. But I'm saying that it's different than like starting a restaurant from the ground up, right? If you're buying into a franchise model, that there's name and there's like the food, the menu, all that stuff is established for you. The marketing, the advertising, that's all built into your franchise fee. Like all that's taken care of. You're just basically buying a stock. Like it's like, you're investing into a stock that's like, all right, this has positive equity. I know it's going to do well in the future. What I guess I'm saying is the people that buy these franchise restaurants aren't in it because they're food people. You know what I'm saying? The people that open their own restaurants are in it because they love food and they love making food for people, in my opinion.
So would you consider Rosalita's a local restaurant?
It started as one. They're trying to figure out how to franchise it, right? That's the whole deal.
But they didn't get into it for the love of food. These are people who come from the real estate business, you know?
And that's why it's going to probably not last in the long run. I bet. What year did Rosalita's open? First one.
No clue.
Well.
Downtown location 2017.
Okay. So let's just use the 2017 as a launching off point for the Rosalita's empire. I say by 2037, 2040, we won't have a Rosalita's that's open. Because they don't have the passion for running a restaurant. They have a passion for making money. So once it becomes not profitable or they can't grow it anymore, they'll move on and they'll sell it to somebody that might try to keep it open. That is a food person. That's kind of how it goes.
It's got great location.
Yeah.
The building's great. I mean, I think it has some lasting power just because of the name and it's kind of a place that people associate with, like, the patio's beautiful.
Right.
So maybe
they're trying to make it a franchise model so that they can then sell it to other businessmen in other cities and other markets to open up their own Rosalitas, right? That's the idea. That's what they're trying to create. But if it gets to any tipping point where it doesn't look like it's going to be able to be grown and to be that, a businessman will then sell it off, right? They'll just get out of it. They'll say, I don't care about food. I don't care about restaurants, really. I just was in this for the business aspect of it. And so that's the same way that it is for somebody that buys a Subway or buys a McDonald's or buys a Jimmy John's. They're mostly in it for the business aspect of it. They said, this is a good business model, and the food is secondary. I want to live in a world where the majority of my restaurant options are somebody that really cares about the food they're making. They obviously need to have business acumen if they're going to run a business. But if you're going to run a food business, the food should be first.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people would agree with that, and I think it's kind of like that right now.
All right, so suck it, Red Lobster. Have fun on the way down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
Throw your cheddar biscuits back for us.
I didn't really grow up on Red Lobster.
Hell, I didn't either. You know who you're talking to here, right? It's not like I'm the biggest seafood fan in the planet. I'll eat me a little crab dip every so often. And, a little crab dip every so often.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was just a cost thing for me.
Yeah.
And I think, too, now, like, if you're going to go to a restaurant where you're spending the kind of money that you have to at Red Lobster to get a high-quality meal, like, you're going to go, why wouldn't you just go to a nice local restaurant?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the reckoning for a lot of these things, or a lot of these restaurants, like you were saying. The cost of doing business is getting so high that it doesn't make sense for people to go out and eat. They're like, I just won't go out and eat, or I'll just go to a local place and I'm going to spend the same amount of money. And that money stays more, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would be sad in a way, like if the Applebee's option was off the table. I love going to Applebee's. It's like I've gone to Applebee's my whole life. So it's more of like a
little nostalgia.
And I still love it, though. Like, I still like going, especially with my sister Abby. Both sisters get
What was it? What was their slogan? All good in the neighborhood or something?
I think it still is.
Is it? All good in the neighborhood. Did they have a song?
I don't think it's all good in the neighborhood.
Oh, I didn't. It's something about neighborhood.
It's in the neighborhood.
They should have worked harder on the slogan. I remembered it, maybe.
No, you remember the 2 for 20, 2 for 25 now, 2 for 35, 2 for 30.
$20 endless shrimp, Red Lobster.
Not for long.
That's what the people are talking about.
It looks like it has an ending to it.
Well, apparently, they said that they're going to keep it on the table as like a regular option. I thought that's what I was just reading in this article. But who knows? Fucking Red Lobster. Oh, well. What else?
It's in the dossier.
Yeah. What else? You got anything you're bringing to the table today? I know we talked a little bit about getting your schedule up and going.
I don't know something that's of great interest of me. I don't know how it is with our listening audience, but football season is here. It's the best time of the year. There's no arguments.
Football season's great.
It's the best. The smells of fall, the weather. Fall is the best season, and if you took the other three and combined them, they wouldn't touch a candle to fall in my book. The foods, the scents, everything about fall is amazing.
Yeah, I'm a fall guy. I like fall.
So just for me, it's just like it's the best time of year. No bugs and all the fucking heat of summer. Summer is overrated.
Whoa, big takes. Taking takes.
It is. It's overrated.
Hey, you have your feelings.
It's hot. You go outside. You get sunburned. You get bit up by bugs.
I mean, you're saying that you're in a creature. We're in a really hot day today, and has been a little hot at times.
The worst.
So we're prisoner of the moment, maybe right
cabins
now.
And rivers to go.
Bathe ourselves in
Bobby Big Life. We don't. Some of us peasants down here live our day to get back into the comfort of our AC or go somewhere where we're not, sweating our fucking face off.
Yeah.
Summer is just.
Ignore all that outdoor work that I do.
When I have to wear these stupid glasses. You like the outdoor work.
I like the heat.
And that's Banana Lands. Your phone reflection is like.
Right in your eyeballs.
Yeah, it's getting them.
I'm trying to see if I can blind you with my phone screen while we're doing this podcast.
But anyways,
so football season's here. It's this information's like a couple weeks old at this point, but we haven't talked about it yet. So I wanted to get your opinion on Nick Cage is playing John Madden in the biopic.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'll be cool. I don't know. It seems like two really just eccentric characters, very different. I mean, but
what do you think? Does Nick Cage pull off a John Madden or not?
I think he does.
So you're on team Nick Cage can do it?
I used to be on team I can't stand Nick Cage, but then you get to kind of, he grows on you, at least he does on me, like where I'm like, you kind of get his whole essence and stuff. And
the essence of Nick Cage. Who else has the essence of Nick Cage?
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, there is, I'll watch it. I won't go to theaters to see it, but I'll certainly watch it.
When's that due out? I have no clue. You like that? I bring the information to the table, and then I ask you the questions. I
mean, that's not really, wasn't even, if you said 20 things I'm excited for this football season, I forgot that was being made. But you brought it up. I knew it. I'm more excited about, I mean, this is a risky time for me. I'm a very optimistic college. I've never, ever in my 31 years of life.
It's like the week before football season, you think your peak of like excitement for it, and then it just varies depending week by week from there on.
Well, more so this year than ever. There's never been a time in my life that Mizzou and my professional favorite football team, the Jets, have both had high expectations going into the same. I can't think of a time.
Yeah.
In my life, like it's unbelievable. Both teams have prospects of making the playoffs. For one of them, it'd be a giant failure if we didn't. In the Jets.
Mizzou,
I wouldn't consider Mizzou a giant failure if we didn't make the playoffs.
I'm just fucking around.
But God, I mean, it could happen.
The gosh damn Jets.
Now, the Jets, I'd almost expect...
all right, then let's just go ahead and we'll pivot down this rabbit hole, Xavi. Take me down the what do we got there? The AFC North Division.
Should be the most competitive division in football. We have the Ravens, the Browns, the Steelers, the Bengals, all of those teams. The Steelers could be the worst and probably will be, barring injuries, at 9-8. I could see a 9-8 season.
Division,
Mike Tomlin's never finished under 500. All of our listeners know that.
Of course. Yeah.
And I think the Ravens take that division, but the Bengals have a healthy, bleached-haired Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Hey,
I like the look. Do you like the Joe Burrow look? Have you seen it?
I do. A little buzz cut. Yeah. Short and tight.
You got the bleached blonde.
Yeah, it looks fuzzy.
It's way better than that shtick he was pulling, trying to be Joe Cool. He's not Joe Cool. I like Joe Burrow. It's cooler. Be yourself. Bleach your hair blonde. He's trying to be this suave guy, and all the girls think he's so handsome. He's a handsome guy.
I think I've heard personally more chicks swooning over him here the last few weeks with the buzz cut.
Yeah,
he's got this
he's being himself.
What's the dude from Fast and Furious? Paul Rudd. He's got like the Paul Rudd thing happening. Like
Paul Rudd.
Was that not Paul Rudd? Paul
Walker?
Thank you. See, I asked you first, and you left me hanging. So then I just assumed Paul Rudd. No, not the funny man, the car driver. He shaved his head a couple times, and it was like that same, buzz cut style. And the chicks are like, ooh, whatever, badass. The guy just got out of the army or whatever. He's got a buzz cut. I don't know.
But by God, that division will be fun to watch.
I've been that's a tough one. Like, if you were asking me who I would want to win that division, because I love me some Lamar, I love me some Ravens.
Well,
because
and you're in luck because they're going to win the division.
Hey, all right, go me. But, hey, I also do have some love for the Bengals, and they've been more long-suffering than the Ravens. So, but, I mean, I guess they were in a Super Bowl more recently, but at the same time, they didn't get the ultimate glory, right? Like, they didn't win.
And even more reason why I want the Ravens to win that division. I don't want them to go to the Super Bowl because that would mean the Jets
path for the Jets
did not. But if
would you take a Ravens-Jets AFC Championship game, or would that just be too heartbreaking one way or another?
One way or the other. No.
Would you just be happy both ways?
No, I would not ever be happy. The Jets make
only
the AFC
one
Championship.
outcome.
But I mean, there's a positive to both. If that happened, Lamar Jackson made it to the Super Bowl, and my dad sent me a stat this week. Lamar's 19-1 career versus the NFC.
Wow!
So if he made it, because as being a Lamar Jackson truther, it's quite defeating having to face all the He chokes in the playoffs. He can't get it done. 2-time MVP, 27 years old, but he's not good
I'm
enough.
not here for that chatter.
So I love it. But that division, you started off with what I think would be the best, most competitive division of football.
Well, that's why I asked that one. I wasn't specifically trying to start with the Jets AFC East division.
Which, oh my gosh. You have 3 really competitive teams, and you have
The bottom dwellers in New England.
New England.
Here we are.
We'll give them binoculars.
Something so nice about that. How many years do they stay down?
Forever. You sell your soul.
Forever.
You get 6 championships.
You get a dynasty like that.
Everything is
you gotta
like
be down for a while.
There's a balance.
Yeah, there's a swing to everything.
Look at the Lakers. I'm facing it now. I mean, when we won a COVID, what many call Mickey Mouse Championship. I don't call it that, but many people do. Besides that, it's like, but to not get off track.
Yeah, we're talking NFL here, not NBA.
New England is
Dwellers,
but then you got
they got Mac Jones.
They have Drake May. Mac Jones is the backup for Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville.
Jesus Christ! Shows you how
they got the 3rd overall pick. They drafted
am.
Drake May, and he has some potential.
Drake May. That sounds like a name I've heard.
North Carolina.
Well, that's nice.
They got their old quarterback Jacoby Brissett, who got hurt last night. So it looks like Drake May
I do like
start.
me some Jacoby Brissett, mostly because he reminds me of Brisket.
Yeah, but then you have the Bills, Josh Allen, top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
True competitor.
Lost his.
He plays with a fire in his belly. You know, that Josh Allen, when he gets going, he's a hard guy to stop. He's a tough runner. He plays with a lot of grit.
He is. He's a gritty guy.
He's what you would call a locker room guy. His teammates love him. Sometimes he's a little tough for the fans. You know, he calls it like he sees it, and the fans, they get a little annoyed with him sometimes. But at the end of the day, he's a strong competitor.
I know what you're doing. I don't know if the fans will, because I don't know if that was the most accurate. I think Josh Allen is a fans guy. The fans love him. He's Buffalo. He's perfect for that team.
He's a blue-collar, hard-working guy.
He is. Wyoming guy. Big guy. I think they finish 3rd in the AFC East.
Tough division.
And 2nd, you have
the other
most electrifying team in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, the other team.
Speed for days.
Yep. They're going to compete.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. We're talking about the other team.
The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
Because when I think of
Devon Achane.
The East Coast, I think of Miami.
And then first place.
Jets, Jets.
I think we, by God.
What's up? Does that fireman dude from the crowd, does he get to see a championship before he passes? I mean, he's due for a heart attack any day.
I don't want to say
his name.
No, it's Fireman Ed, but I don't know. I can't put any championship talk out there. I will not
just flirt with it in your mind. You don't really want to put those words into real.
Can't even do that.
Can't even fantasize about it.
It's just got to happen when I least expect it, like 2019 St. Louis Blues. That's the only thing I think could happen that could replicate that feeling, if possible. And I don't know if it would be the same because I got to share that with my family.
Yeah, yep.
But it'll be more of a personal journey that I was on.
Yeah.
So it'll be different.
Mm-hmm.
It will be different. I will try my best to see if I can get to East Rutherford for that parade, New York, wherever they'll have the parade.
Yeah, you'd have to go.
I would have to.
You'd have to go. You'd figure out a way. We'd find a way. We'd crowdsource it.
My gosh,
go
dude.
fund Xavi's trip to the parade.
I really would have to go.
We'll strap you up with a GoPro.
I could not be a part of that day.
No. I mean, you've been a long-suffering fan in your whole life at this point.
My whole life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, man. I don't like to think. I don't like to set those expectations.
And that's the same reason why I would have to go to a Mizzou football parade if they won anything like a championship.
They're going to win it this year, baby.
Ooh, I like that talk. But again, hard for me to start fantasizing about it at all. I don't want to speak those words.
I could talk football for 5 hours a day. That'd be a
I
dream
figured
job.
you could. I know you
But
could.
yeah, but I'll stop.
And hey, somebody's got to educate me because I'm out of touch a little bit these days.
Just so we have it on recording, I'll just do quick division predictions and
yeah.
So I already
right.
said Jets. I said the Ravens, and the AFC West. It will be the Chiefs because gosh, they are.
Chiefs. He doesn't think the Broncos are going to have any kind of resurgence here.
No, but Bo Nix is surprising, but it's the Chiefs. If it's not the Chiefs, I'll give anybody plus 500 to have the other three teams, and I'll take the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. So AFC South?
AFC South, Texans, CJ Stroud. They got Stephon Diggs there now to go with Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs. Joe Mixon is the running back. I don't know if you knew. He left from Cincy. He's now in Houston.
That's nice.
They have a great offense. They overachieved last year. I can't see that being some competitive, though. Colts have a good team. Jaguars, good team. But I'm going to go Texans, AFC South. Then we'll move over to NFC South, where I got the Falcons.
Oh,
they got Kirk
Atlanta coming back
Cousins
to the top.
over there. Yeah, I think Falcons win the NFC South.
Rise South.
But, yeah, that should be it's always a competitive division with the Panthers being in the basement. NFC North, another great division. The North division.
Hey, you got the Pack Attack. You got the Minnesota Purple People Eaters.
Minnesota sucks. Sorry, Billy.
You got the Bears
There you
looking
go.
like they're doing some things this
They
year.
are. They
Caleb
got a lot of weapons over there.
Williams
Caleb Williams looks like the
Yeah.
real deal. I like that kid, man. He seems like a really good kid. People
Hey, look.
joke with him because he's a little zesty, but
Chicago's really been in the shitter for a lot of years. So, you know what? Let's give him a dynamic quarterback and let's watch him be.
and they gave him
exciting.
weapons, and that's all you can do. But they will not win the division. It will be the Detroit Lions,
Ooh,
Motor City,
Detroit
Dan Campbell.
Lions. Dan Campbell's got them boys revving.
He does, and you gotta love Dan Campbell.
Look,
dude.
hey,
He's one of those guys. I think he's got to be pretty universally liked.
I was riding that bandwagon high last year, big time. There's some
they blew
St.
it.
Louis boys on that team.
They blew that game. But so I got Lions North, Falcons South, East. Woo-wee. I love the Commanders this year.
Wow,
But
put
they
it
will
on
not
the-
win the division.
Okay,
I think it's going to be Philly. But gosh damn it, you guys. Next year, when we revisit this episode 61, I'll talk about how Commanders are on the rise.
Called it.
Jaden Daniels, I love that kid.
August of 2024.
Commanders will compete. CeeDee Lamb re-signed with the Cowboys today. That's huge. But
Big.
the Eagles, they got Saquon now.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Eagles will take the NFC
Wait.
East
When did that happen? When did the Eagles acquire Saquon Barkley?
this offseason.
Shows you really how
Yeah.
much I know.
Yeah.
That's some fun headline right there. I'm sure the nice fans in New York are taking it well.
No, they're not. They're not, and the Giants tried.
That's surprising. And I'm sure the Philly fans are doing everything they can to be accommodating of the New York fans.
I think some are jumping ship.
Oh,
There's a commercial running now on NFL Network where it's a whole Giants fan. They're all watching the game, and their little girl comes in, and she's wearing the new Eagles Saquon jersey, and they all stop, and they look at her, and she goes, I go where Saquon goes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Who's
that's
running that? The NFL?
NFL Network's running that commercial.
So it's like but I'm saying the league itself is then pushing that narrative a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good narrative.
I guess. I mean, it is, right? They're building star power over team power, right? Be a fan of the players more than a fan of the laundry.
Yeah, she said, I go where Saquon goes.
But why is it that we do that with pro sports, but it's not the same with like collegiate sports? What's up with that?
What?
Where, okay, so, you got Saquon goes to another team. We say, oh, it's business. I understand. We love that guy. We stay with that guy. But then it's like if you got a college guy that plays on your team, he's good, and he transfers away. You said, screw that guy.
I say
ride or
screw
die.
that guy no matter what. We hated Jason Hayward when he wanted to go to the Cubs. I think it's the same. I think you say if you're a fan of that team,
Yeah, but it's
this is a
it's
little
switching,
girl who
I
doesn't
think. But
understand
it's-
it. Like she doesn't have
Right.
the.
But I
like,
do
in a
think
commercial,
that there's more to that with the younger fans that are like follow the player more than the team,
especially in basketball. There's a lot of
Especially
that
in
going on in
basketball.
basketball,
big time,
which is a lot more
star driven.
star-centric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But to finish it out,
Yeah, who do we
NFC
leave it
North,
with us?
that will be the Lions, and last but not least, the NFC West
Oh yeah,
will be the San Francisco 49ers.
Let's go.
And I certainly won't go 8 for 8. There's always some surprise, and that's the fun of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, really, in my head, that is.
So then who do you got down in we'll just say the championship games, the NFC and the AFC championship games, so the Final Four? I know we're way too early predictions here. It's fun.
Because I don't want to say this out loud.
Doesn't want to wax.
For the AFC, but.
No, I don't. You don't have to. I won't make you.
The Jets versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and if my hatred for Kansas City couldn't grow anymore.
Oh man!
So that's what I got.
We'll have to be live for that one.
Jets, Kansas City, AFC Championship, NFC Championship, Lions versus Niners.
Ooh.
Lions win.
Okay.
Jets win.
Yes.
Jets beat the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Bag it.
27-20.
All right. Well, we heard it here. We've locked it in.
We'll replay this.
We won't have this discussion at all throughout the football season.
I'm sure I'll be talking football throughout the season.
I guarantee we will. I mean, I'll watch.
I hate when people
football.
get on shows and say, I won't do predictions. I mean, just say a fucking prediction.
Yeah. Anybody that really cares when somebody comes back to you later on and says, you were wrong. Well, great. I at least stuck my neck out there.
Yeah. I mean, things happen. I mean, who had Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles in the 4th play last year?
That's an interesting thing, though, right? Like, there's some people that don't find any enjoyment in like making random predictions or speculating or like guessing percentages. Like, that's just not fun for some people. But I know we love doing that.
It's fun.
I do it all the time. I'm like, what do you think the percent that would happen? Like with whatever, with one mine and Jamie will be like, I don't fucking know. Why does it matter? Like, I guess it doesn't matter. What do you think? What are the odds?
Yeah, no, I mean, there is a dark cloud that hangs over that Jets franchise, but gosh,
we're ready to let that light shine, and we're going to scoot it on over to the New York Giants side of town. We'll say, you guys take this for a while.
Dark cloud over there right now, I'll tell you.
Just big dark clouds over a lot of those New York teams. At least the Yankees are doing
real, though.
Solid.
I mean, they just did on Pardon My Take podcast, they were talking to forget who exactly. Gosh, I can't remember who they were talking to, but they said, if you did Mount Rushmore of New York athletes, and you got to think you got a bunch of teams. Like, you got the Islanders and the Rangers, you got the Yankees and the Mets, and you got the Knicks.
The Knicks.
And you got the Giants and the Jets. And the Mount Rushmore has to be all Yankees. If you did the Mount Rushmore of New York athletes, it's got to be all Yankees. Which is kind of crazy because they have...
Okay, does Eli Manning make it?
Hell no.
2 Super Bowls.
Okay, you got Babe Ruth.
Okay.
Is he making over Babe Ruth? Is he making over Joe DiMaggio?
No.
Is he making over...
I guess you're saying Mount
Mickey
Rushmore,
Mantle?
top 4. I'm sorry.
Derek Jeter? Mariano Rivera? Like...
I mean, we're talking... like just legendary figures, though, and that's the problem. Is
would the Mount
New York
Rushmore
is
of
trying
St.
to
Louis
like
athletes be?
What? Oh, ooh.
You get 4. Obviously, it's Mount Rushmore.
It's gonna be Stan the Man, number 1.
Well, there's no number 1. You don't have to do that to
I'm
yourself.
sorry. I'm just saying he's gonna have to be 1, and then you probably go Albert Pujols, and then you probably go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Everybody feel free to message and tell Bob how wrong he is.
Yeah, I know.
I'll give mine after you.
I figured you would. It might probably be. I mean, if we're trying to spread it,
you don't have to spread it out.
I'm going to give you my rationale before I give you my answers. So to me, I'm thinking of my Mount Rushmore figures as people that spearheaded, milestone stuff. So Stan, Albert, and I'm going to say Kurt Warner and Alex Petrangelo. Because he's the first one to raise a cup.
I don't think Petrangelo makes that Rushmore.
I mean, you got Plager. I get it. He's been synonymous with the club forever. And then you got Brett Hall, who was obviously... You probably do have to put Brett Hall over Petrangelo.
You do.
You probably do. But, being the guy to help win a cup is a big deal.
You could argue that Brett Hall was, if you think about
he
that
saved
whole
the
run,
team. He
well,
saved
not
the
only
franchise.
that, but
being
even
in St.
when we
Louis,
won the Stanley
100%.
Cup, when
Yeah.
you think of that summer,
he was there.
Brett Hall was
Big
very
factor.
synonymous with that team.
You're right. I agree. Brett Hall's the guy. Not even a question. Not even a question.
Over Petro, and you're going Kurt Warner.
Yeah, I think you have to. He was. I think you have to.
I mean, kind of boring. I think I almost would have to agree. I think you could honorable mention. Like you could argue. I don't even know if you could argue Marshall Faulk over Kurt Warner, but Marshall
Some
Faulk,
people would. I think the only one ever that would argue would be like
Molina over Kurt Warner,
maybe Molina, or somewhere you get Mark McGuire
Bob
in there.
Gibson. Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Then what? Do you leave off like a Pujols? But I mean, come on.
I gotta put my boy Bobby Gibson on there, and we're gonna.
Are they gonna all be Cardinals? Or is it those three and Brett Hall?
I think, yeah. I think Kurt Warner, if the Rams would have stayed here, and I know it was the St. Louis Rams that Warner played for, but I think that there's been, the water's been murkied enough just with the disdain for the Rams franchise. And I think, do you think St. Louis takes pride in that St. Louis Rams team even more because of them leaving? Or do you think less?
I think
it's almost hard not to get. I'd almost maybe.
I do get a little angry when I think about the championship Rams because I'm like, damn, we're never gonna have that opportunity.
So do you go
again.
Hall, Gibson, Pujols, Stan the Man?
Probably, yeah. I think just if you're looking at overall legacy of the city and their sports franchises and what they mean to them now and moving forward, the Kurt Warner isn't going to be any more impactful in town than he was at that point in time. Brett Hall still can be impactful if he wants to be. Albert Pujols is impactful if he wants to be in town. And
then we'll do a little miniature Mount Rushmore of Bruce, Holt, Falk, and Warner.
Just the Rams round.
A little miniature one, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
for that greatest show on turf team.
Yeah.
Because, you got to encapsulate that moment. That
Orlando Pace in the background.
Those years were probably some of the best times to be a St. Louis sports fan. You had McGuire going on. Then you had the Rams going on the run. The Blues winning President's Trophies. But then losing. Still winning President's Trophies.
Oh, yeah. No question. No question. Early 2000s was the best. 99 through 2001 was the best 3-year run.
Mm-hmm.
So Mount Rushmore, people message. I'm sure we'll hear it.
Oh, yeah. Let us know. Email us. Leave a comment. Find us on X, even though we're not on there. Just find us anyway.
For the record, we are going Stan Musial. Albert Pujols, Bob Gibson, and Brett Hall.
That's the best move. I think I would agree. I'd have to concur, sir.
Yeah, we have the same amount. Yeah, dude, couldn't leave Bob Gibson off that list.
Yeah. All right,
that's fun.
Yeah. So
last time we were on, we broke down. The most important ingredients to things such as the likes of pizza, pasta, burgers. I think we did. Now, my brother wanted to hear tacos, but I think tacos is obviously the meat, the quality of the meat.
Yeah. Whatever your protein is, that's the star of the show when it comes to tacos. I could have a good shell and good accoutrement, little toppings, but if the protein or whatever the main star of the show for the taco isn't good, the whole taco is not good. There's no way around it. So, no.
Hard shell, soft shell guy.
Oh, soft all day. If I wanted to have a hard shell taco salad when it all breaks apart in my hand, I would just order the fucking taco salad.
You eat a taco salad with your hand?
No, but I'm just saying, once it breaks apart, it's like a taco salad.
I was just imagining you eating a taco
picking up the whole bowl.
You see some.
I don't know how everybody else eats these things.
Gosh, that's how they eat them out in St. Charles.
We'll see it at a Rosalita near us soon.
The St. Charles fucking taco salad is just no silverware given. They don't even pick it up. They just face down like a fucking dog. Hands behind their back like it's a pie
the
eating
food
contest.
challenge. And they just eat straight through the bottom to the plate. They don't even eat the walls of the shell. They just go right through the bottom.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, you don't want to eat a taco.
Is there any other things though?
There's some things.
Matt loves lasagna. We learned.
Oh yeah, Matt, big lasagna guy. So if everybody sees Matt Fukasich out in the world, make sure to say, "Hey Matt, we heard you love lasagna, so we just wanted to bring you this lasagna that we made."
I've never met somebody with a beef with lasagna.
No, he doesn't care if it's
Read the
beef or
comment.
spinach or anything. He doesn't like any lasagna.
Yeah, I mean, what was the exact comment?
Matt was just.
Matt
oh
has-
gosh, you're gonna make me pull up information here.
But it just.
This is what we need a producer for.
I know, but it's like
He had
it was
takes
shocking
against-
because I usually like Matt has a great taste of food. It really matches what I get. A lot of times, if I go to a restaurant I've never been to and he has, I just do the classic. I'll have what he's having. It's
So,
usually
yeah.
good.
You can trust his opinions on a lot of things.
Yes.
But this one, he's straight. I mean,
I'm backpedaling.
okay.
I'm Sauce Gardner right now.
So he had a differing opinion about the pasta. So we were talking about, important parts of
Yep.
the pasta last time. We said sauce, maybe. Matt says the most important part of pasta is the noodle. And then he said, also, lasagna is bottom tier. Crust is the most important for pizza.
Now,
Bottom
I can
tier?
get with the crust.
He said lasagna's bottom tier.
Yeah, I mean that's spaghetti is literally poor people food.
We're talking SpaghettiOs. Bottom
Lasagna,
tier.
how can it be bottom tier when it's like one of the most expensive things to make? You have so much shit going on.
There's literally 5 tiers of lasagna.
Matt, call in.
Get him on the phone. We got
Call-
to talk to this guy.
I gotta understand.
Look, I told him.
Has
I
he
said
just not had good lasagna?
that's exactly what I said. I said you clearly just have not had good lasagna. So I told him. I said next time you're in town,
It's gotta be.
We're gonna take you over to the hill.
Oh my god,
We're gonna take you to Favaz's
Not
on the
enough
hill.
Italians in Indianapolis.
Not real ones.
We love we don't have a ton of Italians, but they've made such a great little community.
Well, they
And
kept the blood strong. They said we're not intermixing with these other neighborhoods. We're gonna marry a nice Italian girl, raise ourselves a big Italian family, own a concrete business, have more kids. Then they're gonna marry a nice Italian girl, have more kids.
I don't want to spend time with Italians, but I do love
I will
their establishments.
come to their neighborhoods and eat their food.
Golly.
So
They're
I
doing
told
it.
him, I said, we're going to Favaz's on the hill.
You did?
This is what I told him. I said, we're
next
going
month.
to Favaz's on the hill. When you're here, you don't have to order lasagna. Order whatever it is you think's going to be good. You're like, this seems like a good normal dish that I would order. I'll get the lasagna. He'll have the little piece of lasagna from my lasagna, and that's all he gives because it's too good to share.
But
I have to get him hooked.
I know you though. You don't like sharing food, and you
But
got
what?
You got
What?
you. But I'm saying if
What
not
does that
like
mean?
that. I just mean like if you have a nice if you're treating yourself to a Favazz
It's
lasagna.
different if I order something and then somebody wants to be like,
It wasn't a shot.
I'm going to help myself to whatever it is you ordered. That's different than if I'd be like, I order this with the intention of you having a couple bites so I can
Okay.
give this
But you have to
let
give
you
him
give it
enough.
a try.
You got to give him enough of it so he can appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. A couple little, a good strip. Cut him off a nice little, 1-inch thick strip of lasagna.
Get him a couple drinks in so he's not hammered. He can still.
No. I need him clear-minded to have this lasagna.
No, because it enhances the experience.
It might, but I need him to have a strong baseline so he knows how much better it could be.
And we're going to a game next month, aren't we?
That's on the dossier, I
I
believe.
still haven't replied. Maybe I'll reply live on there.
Hey, guys, this is accepting the invitation for baseball in St. Louis.
Yeah, let me see.
No, I mean, do what you got to do. But I guess while you're doing that, I can kind of transition. We've been talking a lot about food, Mount Rushmore's, baseball, Red Lobster, things of that nature. But there was some information that came to light this week I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if you'd heard about this, but
Robert's been a little depressed.
no, that didn't come to light. I'm still fighting that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Oasis reunion.
Liam Gallagher.
What do you think?
Love it.
Wouldn't that be? I mean, how much would one of those tickets cost? Say they have 10 shows they're putting on, and that's it. They say we have 10 shows.
$1,700
Is the cheapest ticket.
ballpark.
You're probably not far off. I would have to guess. I mean, how many years is it? I'm asking
It's
questions
Oasis.
that I don't know the answer to.
They were the last of a dying breed when it comes to like rock star status. I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah. Legendary guys for sure.
$2,000, I'm saying ballpark would be my guess if they're putting on 10 shows in this scenario. That'd be my guess. And that could be, I mean, they'd sell it out.
2009 was the last time they were on stage together, and they split after a reported backstage brawl.
I mean, Liam's a wild man.
51 years old these days.
You think he's tamed?
Well, maybe. But Liam said that, Noel said that Liam was the angriest man you'll ever meet. So, maybe he hasn't changed. I don't think you get less angry the older you get. Not usually.
Yeah, he's pretty cynical.
I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some cases, I guess, of some people being less angry as they get older. But I'd say in general, people tend to get more angry when they get older. Yeah. Yes.
I think that's pretty cool, though. I mean, I'm never the biggest Oasis guy. I definitely wouldn't be attending that concert, but I think it's awesome.
It's cool for the people.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to be more into Oasis than I am.
Maybe we should just hang out and listen to Oasis together.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I would listen to their albums for sure. I like everything I've heard from them.
Yeah, they got a good thing going.
I like the documentary that I watched with like the whole rivalry between them and Blur.
Oh yeah,
pretty interesting. It was kind of like socio-political,
right?
And
and that's why Oasis knows they can make a bunch of money because they had they were on the affluent side of that fight. They weren't the working man's band. They weren't the blue collar of bands.
No, they were.
I thought it was the other way around.
No. Blur was the affluent.
Oh, yep. This is embarrassing for me. This is why Steve's not my friend anymore.
Jeez, we're airing it out.
Hey, anybody can know about it.
Let's talk about it, though.
He said, let's talk about it, though. Yeah, what is there to talk about?
Any news on that front?
Nope.
So
Steve's
Bob
living his life.
Had a great friend.
About 7 years.
Business partner.
No real business, just bandmate.
British Steve. Years of being in the same bands, plural. And Steve goes off the grid. He texts Bob and his fiance that he no longer wants to make music with them. And beyond that, he doesn't want any kind of communication. This was somebody who was supposed to be in Bob's wedding. So it's just kind of a D-bag move. And I just want to be on the air of saying, fuck you, Steve.
There it is. Clip it off, send it to him.
So that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean...
douchebag move. Yeah. Everybody has a midlife crisis. That doesn't mean you have to cut friends and burn bridges along the way.
Hey, no harm, no foul, man.
There was harm and there was foul.
Nah, I don't know.
We can move on. I just asked if we could air it out on air.
I'm just saying that there's nothing on my end to air out. It is what it is. He's made his decisions, and so what else is there to do but be like, all right, you have to just honor those decisions. There's no point in being angry about it. There's no point in just being like, yeah, look, Steve, that didn't help me at all. So whatever it was, he felt like he needed to move along and burn bridges, and so that seems to be a pattern for him. So I wish him nothing but the best, like Adele said.
Well, Steve, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Yeah, there you go.
So
when's the last time you Googled yourself?
I don't, and I won't.
You have never Googled yourself?
No.
It said, on average, it's about half of Americans have Googled themselves. 1 in 10 people will Google themselves daily.
Weird.
You think that's weird? Some people find it as like they're just trying to know what information is out there about them.
Well, let me tell you, it's everything because you accept everything that is to know about you is out there. You accept all these terms and conditions to all the things in your apps, and you give all these permissions away.
What was the terms and conditions agreement? Wasn't there a big one here recently with Disney? Yeah, is that real? Was that true? They said that because somebody signed up for Disney Plus, it like eliminated them from suing Disney ever. Well, a female died, or right? And then the husband or somebody was trying to sue Disney, and they're like, well, you signed up for this and accepted these terms and conditions with Disney Plus like 6 years ago.
Yeah, now
so you can't.
Disney is going to win this suit, not because the whole I don't know the whole basis or the law logistics behind it, but I do know the restaurant that she died at from being served a food that she was told did not have the thing she was allergic to in it, and it did, which just caused her death. That restaurant is not run by Disney. It was on
a Disney property.
Yeah, and the Disney leased out that space. So that's
saves
why
them from any liability.
But in this story did come out like which Disney could have just saved face and not said that whole thing because they already had the argument.
Yeah, well, it wasn't their restaurant.
Yes, but yeah,
But is that real?
From what I understand,
So anybody who signed up for Disney Plus and the terms and agreements somewhere is buried. By signing up for this, you agree to forfeit any ability to sue us, basically.
dude, I have a feeling that we forfeit all of our rights all the time without knowing.
You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong.
So, yeah, Googling yourself to see what's out there of you. Like, look, the government doesn't need to have your information on Google to know. Look, the government has
is it just
everything.
an ego thing? Like, what pops up? A vanity search, if you will?
I think some kind of, not like an unhealthy ego thing, but maybe cool to be like, oh, look, I typed my name in and here's my high school, softball stats.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be.
Long
nothing,
throw.
I don't think anything is wrong with it.
Shot put distances.
Yeah, but no, I don't Google myself. I have YouTube search myself because there's some pretty cringy things that come up there that I wouldn't mind having off the air.
I know there's still a music video from Party in the USA from DVC Live that pops up for me.
I don't mind that, but that's on SchoolTube, and I like the stuff on SchoolTube I'll go and look at. Just more down a memory lane type thing.
Down memory
but
lane.
But YouTube, I know there's... Yeah.
So you don't Google yourself, so
I don't
no
Google,
stress.
but I've looked up on YouTube, but that's just... But I'm looking...
Who owns YouTube? Google. No. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but I look on YouTube just because I'm specifically wanting to watch a video or something that I know is on there,
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice. I haven't Googled myself in a long time.
Is it time to wrap it up already?
It could be. We had a summary from last episode. I don't know if we wanted to dig into that or not.
Let me say this. I went and saw My Fair Lady like I talked about last time.
Yes. How was the production?
It was really good. It was 3 hours. It was a long one, but you
got your money's worth.
You do get your money's worth. It was very well acted. I expected nothing else.
One intermission?
I just wanted to shout out them and my dad.
Just one intermission, yeah?
One intermission.
Okay.
A little, free snacks and coffee and stuff at intermission, which you needed for this 3-hour play.
Yeah, you're settled in.
It was late, But it was good. It was really good. So I just wanted to shout them out, shout my dad out. Good job, Bill. He indeed broke a leg.
All the players.
All the play.
How long is he going to have the cast on?
The guild. He's got it off. He's running full sprints.
That was a real quick heal on that broken leg.
Just what you say to somebody in a play. Break a leg.
You said he did break a leg.
Yeah, it means good. They did good. Good luck. You're wishing them good luck. You don't want to, so it starts because you're saying break a leg because you don't want to say good luck, and then that's bad karma. Then they have bad luck.
Okay.
So you say break a leg.
Yes.
I guess it doesn't really translate in the way I was using it, but we can move on. Good job. Good play. My Fair Lady. Excellent.
Yeah. Good shouts out.
So... Let me pull this up on the Spotify.
Maybe someday I'll have like a little intro music for this is now the summary from the last podcast segment.
You're definitely probably a plain cheeseburger guy. Did I say that?
Was that the last episode? Oh,
Yeah.
It was, I guess.
August 15th. Hour and 40 minutes. We're getting there.
Episode, that was 16. Because this is 17.
Welcome to this week's raucous episode of Sit, Talk, and Listen, where we tackle everything from the mundane to the absurd with a healthy dose of sarcasm and snark.
That's us. That's what we do.
That is us. We kick off by catching up on our lives because apparently you all care about our personal dramas as much as we do. What do we talk about?
Well, just the, gifts and gaffs and the here's and the what's it to the comings and goings of our day-to-day mundane lives.
Yeah, because most of our listeners don't know us personally, so they like to get a little
catch
glimpse
up
behind the curtain. I understand. Then we dive into the juicy gossip of the St. Louis Blues and their recent GM shenanigans. Doug Armstrong, we're looking at you.
He nailed it.
Will he be the Notre Dame of hockey or just another guy who can't spell playoffs? What does that even mean?
It's me. Is he going to be a Nostradamus move, or is he going to be another guy that can't spell playoffs? Like, there's GMs out there that can't spell playoffs because they can't put a good team together. So,
Doug Armstrong spelled the fuck out of the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm ready for hockey season. We'll just say that.
Doug Armstrong, pro Doug Armstrong
and Doug
podcast.
Armstrong, we trust.
And in conclusion, real quick,
on the Doug Armstrong
the Blues
thing.
landed those 2 players that we put offer sheets on. Very exciting. Okay, moving on.
Big news.
In a twist no one saw coming, we break down a bizarre drinking and driving statistic. Apparently, some people believe that I was just following the GPS is a valid defense. When did we talk about that?
We talked about that people will drive on average 80 times drunk before they are ever pulled over and get charged with a DUI. But we didn't talk about whatever that last thing was.
Apparently, some people believe that I was just following the GPS.
Isn't an excuse, yeah. We don't have any evidence on that, but we'll claim it.
Afterward, it's time for a culinary critique as we rank ingredient importance of popular food dishes. Does the cheese really make the pizza, or are we just all in denial about our cheese addiction?
Hey, there is an addictive quality to cheese. That's facts, Jack.
Yeah,
look it up.
It is. Our sleep habits and aging
process. And Matt's weird for not
process,
liking lasagna.
He is. Our sleep habits and aging process get the spotlight, where we discuss the fine line between being a wise adult and a grumpy old person.
Huh.
I don't remember that
That
either.
conversation. Yeah. One more time. Read it again.
Our sleep habits and aging process get the spotlight, where we discuss the fine line between a wise adult and a grumpy old person.
Oh, man. Yeah. See, it's more interesting reading these summaries after it's been
Taking some liberty.
a couple days. Oh, sure. All these summaries take a few liberties. That's the fun of them. But trying to remember the nucleus of what made it, like, what were we talking about that it decided that was the best way to describe it? I can't even think about it.
Xavi also takes us on a detour into the vibrant world of local St. Louis theater. Who knew the drama wasn't just on the stage?
Yeah. We got the T on the local community theater.
They're getting into
See,
some
that's a great
backstage
summary.
shenanigans.
They'll stay tuned and locked and loaded for that drama, but it'll never come.
We then air out our grievances about certain establishments, proving once again that no one is safe from our scathing reviews. We didn't do that.
We're looking at you, Taco Bell on Bayless.
Yeah, but we didn't call out any businesses this week as everybody running a tight ship.
Let me think. We're gonna have to think about it while you're finishing the summary. I'm sure I got
Switching
something.
gears. Our own personal drops. We debate NBA and pro sports salary caps and ponder who really benefits. Plus, we explore what makes lifelong fans stick with a sport. Spoiler, it's not the free nachos, because we've already discussed what incentivizes free anything.
Yeah.
Finally, we muse over the NFL's future dominance and dive into sports gambling, because if you're not betting on sports, are you even watching them? Probably not. I bet on every preseason game.
We talked
It
about
made
how
it electric.
See, and that's what that's the problem is that's what we discussed last episode was if you get to the point where if you don't have any action on the game watching it, is it even enjoyable to watch the sport? And if you get to that point, you've probably gone too far.
I went 6-2 preseason. Now, I was just using it's a free bet, no free ads, but
Sure.
a application called Fliff. You get a free $1 a day up to $5. And then
No
once
free ads.
they stop giving you money after $5. But if you could get up to $50 or more, you can cash out. Now, you can enter your own money, all that stuff in there.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of what's. Who's and what's it's.
But it definitely made the preseason just awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, hey. Yeah.
And as always, we'd like to thanks for tuning in. Be sure to let us know your thoughts, our rants, raves, and everything in between at sittalkandlistenpod@gmail.com. Keep those opinions coming, and we'll see you next week for more ridiculousness. Ooh, we robbed fucking Deer Deck? Ridiculousness. No, there will not be ridiculousness here.
That's not the name of this program.
Sit Talk.
That was an all right summary. Some oddballs that I don't remember specifically about what we talked about.
Not as many belly laughs as usual, but it's a fun segment. Even if it's not funny, kind of is fun to just ponder and be like, "What? When do we talk about that?"
Right, and that's why I said if it's been more than just the regular 5 days or a week, 7 days, it's even more difficult to recall, like, what in the hell was that conversation about? But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
a little bit fun. I'm just trying to think about any businesses that I need to throw under the bus this week.
Or praise.
We
definitely you praise for vases a little bit.
I
preemptively.
I will always praise Favazas on the Hill. I've never had a bad meal there. So they'll take my praise this week.
Yeah, I have no grievances with any businesses I ran into either. It's a good week.
Any personal, like anything, anybody?
Any personal vendettas?
Yeah, like, did you hold the door for somebody and they just walk right on through without even looking at you?
I will say this. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, me too.
On my route, I work for FedEx. I have 7 or 8 houses off it's called Highway TT out in Festus.
Yeah.
They're off the highway. I put my blinker on, slow down because I'm about to be turning into, or I'll put my hazards on if I'm not going to be turning into the driveway.
Yeah.
Turn my blinker on at least two times a week. Somebody behind me, when I slow down to turn, and I put probably about a quarter mile before I turn.
Yeah.
They'll get so pissed. They come by honking and shit. I wish I knew the people that did this, because if I had to deliver their FedEx package, it would be delivered stomping on it.
Yeah.
I would take it out, throw it across your whole lawn.
Ace Ventura style.
These people honk. I want to know that they never order anything. You think that I want to be delivering to houses off the fucking highway?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. I don't know what is going through their head I had to slow down because this FedEx truck was turning into, like, what do you want me to do? Fucking
flip the truck,
hit the
dude.
e-brake and
They need you to roll that truck around the corner.
Dude, I have to go. I'm not going to go into it fast because guess what I have in the back of this truck? All these packages that will fly off the shelves, and I'm certainly not going to do that. It makes my day a living hell.
Yeah.
So that is my number one grievance this week. If you honk, dude, they'll honk, flip me off when they go by. Seriously.
Bizarre.
I would love to follow them and ask them, hey, they probably live in the same area that I'm delivering.
Probably. You're not just driving through those country roads in the middle of the day.
I would love to know if they ever order anything. I would just stomp a fucking mud hole and deliver it. And they reorder it because that's ruined. Do it again. Do it again. The 6th time, I'll leave a sign that says, you honked at me, you motherfucker. Fuck. Like, dude, what do they want from me? What do they want? Like, I don't understand what goes through these. I mean, most people give me a wave.
Yeah.
They understand. But it's like the 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, those 30 seconds that person had to slow down while you were turning really ruined their day.
So I got going because it just put me in that moment again.
No, I get it.
It happens twice a week.
Hey, brother, I would agree. There's usually a good moment or two where somebody on the road does something really stupid. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This person's driving? How did they get a license? Why are they still driving? It doesn't. Hey, I'm as perplexed as you are. So these people can rot in hell. It's the same people that probably say, like, you lazy people need to get out there and work, get a job. And then if you're out there working, trying to, have a job, they're going to be angry at you for doing that job. This is the same people that are angry at servers because they didn't come and take their order fast enough or something.
I don't understand. I could see if I didn't have my blinker on, I'm just randomly slowing down.
Yeah.
But it's like, what more can I do?
Yeah,
and
you're giving
even
them all
then,
the
most
chances.
of the time, I'll slow down, and if I can see far enough ahead of me, I'll wave to be like, hey, you're good to come around me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people appreciate that, but it's like, oh my gosh, there's like that part of me, if I wasn't in this FedEx truck, and even then,
I want about the truck.
I want to follow
Beat that
these
bitch's
people.
ass.
I don't want to fight. I just want to say, like, what I want to understand, like, in their psychology, like.
But there's the thing is, people that are that unhinged, for lack of better word, you won't be able to have that conversation. They'll instantly take you following them as like a thing of aggression, right? And they'll be like, oh, this person wants to fight me. Like, that's just the rationale of those kinds of people.
Yeah, which is why I don't do it. But I'm just saying that part of me,
I know.
That rage, and I'm just like,
they just can't have a civilized conversation.
It just makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I do not. And again, like, this part of my day is usually between like 11:30 and 12:30. So it's like you're not even coming home from work at that point.
No, these are people
even
that are
if
just
you're working
chilling
the
out.
overnight shift. You're 11:30, 12:30. Like, what are you doing? And it's
I agree.
So that's mine. That's my grievance for the week.
Yeah.
If you cannot slow down from 60 to 20 for 10 seconds so I can turn into this driveway off the highway that I hate, a lot of times I want to back in so I can pull out because I hate backing in to that.
Out of it, yeah.
Yeah, it causes me anxiety when people are behind me because then I'm
Sure.
like, oh, fuck. Like,
yeah, well, fuck those cocksuckers. That's what I say.
yeah. Lots of
Let's,
profanity in this episode.
Yeah, maybe
Feels good a little bit to get it out.
Well, that's what we're here for. It's kind of a, cathartic thing we do here where we get a chance to air out those grievances, little goose faba. And then maybe next week we'll have some good ones we can put out there, right? Like Vavazas.
Is that next week?
What next week? No. I meant like I had Vavazas that I brought to the table today, and I'm like, I'll give them my positive energies. So I'm saying maybe next week you have something, your Vavazas, if you will, that's a positive thing. Something that really hits you in a good way next week. So we, don't have to remember the terrible drivers that we deal with every day. Maybe.
Yeah, man.
Who knows? We got softball coming up this week.
Yeah, can't wait for that. A positive, too. Another shout out. Like, my mom makes these stuffed pasta shells. She had my dad bring by. She made a whole pan, 12 of these stuffed pasta shells. Awesome. That's what I'm going to have tonight.
That's good stuff.
That's a positive. And
I made some meatballs. And I made a fresh pasta sauce even Friday.
I missed out.
Thursday, I guess, actually.
Yeah, because I was invited.
Dude, it was good. It was good. I mean, yeah, pasta sauce from scratch, like tomatoes and all that stuff.
Matt hates it.
Yeah, no, he said,
fuck your meatballs.
Yeah, fuck your pasta sauce.
Matt comment.
Well, we'll only know if he really hates it if he listens to this far of the episode.
Yeah, by now he turned it off after the lasagna.
Yeah, once we got into him about hating lasagna, he said, I've had enough.
So, yeah, we will have more positives. Hopefully, we're going to be talking about this dub we get Thursday.
Yeah, softball, double dubs.
Softball, go home to watch the end of that Mizzou ass whooping. I have my fantasy draft Sunday, so lots of exciting things happening in my life.
It's true. That's good.
Yeah, well, and on a positive note, lots of things to look forward to. Thanks to everybody who has listened.
Shouts out to all of the listeners.
Love you.
New, old, and in between. Make sure to spread the good word of Sit Talk Listen. Call your friends, call your family. Maybe put it on at the doctor's office or something. I don't know. Whatever it takes. Thanks, guys. We're out.